Let's start straight away. We're down at Petrel Cove, and this time I've been joined by the wonderful Wendy Klein, who's down here doing a workshop, and she kindly suggested that I could come along, and I'm so grateful she did. So we're down at our favourite Petrel Cove. So let me just jump straight in and talk through this composition once I've sorted it off. So as normal, we're in darkness, so I'm going to just pop it into shutter priority, and that'll give me the ability to compose this image. So I think we're going to go for something like this, and I'm going to focus in on our rock. It's probably going to have to do 2 shots, but I'm going to take the main shot first, which is our central rock. So let me just, oops, a daisy. So we've gained our focus. So the second thing is to understand how long this exposure should be. I'm going to use my ISO 6400 trick. I'm going to go to f16 because that's my go-to on this GFX. Let's come up to, I think it's going to be 2 minutes. So that means we use 2 seconds. Do you think it's going to be 4? Do we think it's going to be 4? But listen, it's only wasting 4 seconds instead of 4 minutes. So I'm just going to go for that. 4 seconds, ISO 6400. I can have a little look at that. And we could actually go a little longer. So instead of going a little longer, I'm going to bring the f-stop down. So I'm going to widen that aperture a little bit. I'm going to come down to, oops, to f13, I think. I'm just going to make sure our focus hasn't changed. It hasn't. So I'm going to switch you off in a second. So we go back to fingers and thumbs today. We're going to go back to ISO 100. ISO 100. And I know that it should be a 4-minute exposure. So let's go up to 4 minutes. Switch my torch off. And let's go. 4-minute exposure. Done. Just want to show the guys. Do you want to wave, guys? Sorry? Do you want to wave? If you don't want to be on the vlog, let me know, but there you go. So we've shifted along a little bit, and there's no way we're going to need 2 minutes at all now. And so here we go. We're lucky that this water's coming in. We're really lucky that that water's coming in. But it's a beautiful blue sky. And waiting for water to come in. So I'm going to take a series of these as shorter exposures. And As you know, whenever I'm about to take a shorter exposure, the waves go away. So let's just wait for one to just arrive at this front area. See? Happens without fail, it goes absolutely silent. Absolutely silent. There's a little bit, we'll take it anyway. Is this water? This is water. We'll take that. So it will smooth the water, but still retain a fair bit of texture. So take the shot, check the shot, and then adjust your composition, adjust your exposure time. So let's have a little look at that. I thought I'd struggle today a little bit because I've been here time and time again, but actually coming along with a group of fine people means that and they've bagged the best spots, shall we say. It forces you to just look a little deeper, a little bit more careful, and I actually quite like this composition, and I've spied one that I think will work behind you as well. So sharing is actually quite good in order to make you think a little bit differently. Okay, so it's time to think about this other composition behind you. I'm not sure whether this one's going to work, but we're here, we've got to give it a go. So I'm just going to step up higher so that I can adjust everything. I'm going to pull out this 3 stuff for now, 6 stuff for now, I think. And the reason why I'm doing that is because you probably realise that I have a bit of a, maybe not fetish, but a bit of a love affair with long exposure. And once an MD grad goes on, you often have to break my wrists to get it off the camera. So I'm challenging myself to take it off between shots so that I have to think differently. So I'm going to see if this works behind you. I really need a little bit more water, I think, for it to work properly, but I'm going to give it a go. So yeah, I'll set up and then I'll talk you through the shot. Not sure this is going to work, but we're going to give it the best anyway. (16:9), I think. And let's zoom in here. Let's have ourselves straighten up. So I may end up cropping it to there, I think. But for the time being, I want that island in the centre. And I'm just going to go and get my soft grads. Oh, here we go. Soft grads away. I'm going to put the soft grad not in the first nearest slot because I reserve that for my NDs. It's a soft grab. Look at that difference it makes. I know you can do it at home in the computer, but out in the field and just seeing that appear is, for me, it's fabulous. Okay, we will need to focus stack this. Coming down to ISO 100. It's giving me 5 seconds. I'm probably going to go for about 4. There's a slight bit of red out there above the island. Yeah. So let's capture that. So I'm going to capture that straight away. Let's make sure we got that tiny little. There is a little bit happening. So let's grab that as we come down. Focus stack away. It is a lovely sky. There we go. F16, everything should be nicely in focus in the 4 seconds. Last one. But here's some water, so I'm going to go quickly back up to here. Two seconds. I want to see if I can get some splashing. Just some bigger texture going on in there. I like the white water moving. Gives it a real good contrast between this jagged rock and that white water. So I think I've got another composition here. I'm just going to shift slightly and see if it works. Again, not having access to the the go-to shots really does make you think. It really does. I'm actually enjoying the challenge of finding a new composition or two. So this one, again, probably 16 by 9, or something I've been coming to enjoy more and more, which is the Ultra Pano. So let me just make sure we've got enough room around it. I'm going to lose some of this composition at the bottom. So let me show you that. So we're going for 16 by 9, something like that. I'm going to focus in here. Nice. I like that quite a lot. 2 minutes is probably too much at this time. Probably only need a minute, so I'll pop up the ISO a touch. ISO 200. And that island is starting to catch some light, which is really welcome. do like this composition actually. And I'm not getting wet for once. That's a bonus, you know. I've got my gumboots on and I've not got near the water yet. First things first, we're going to have to focus stack because it's pretty close. So I'm just going to quickly whiz up this rock. So I've got it. And then once I've got it, I know I've got the entire scene in focus now. So the second thing I need to think about is that water. So I'm taking a few shots over here at that black rock in the middle, just to catch a bit of movement in and around that. And we've got a beautiful sky. So I'm just timing it so that each splash there. There we go. Listen, thank you very much for joining us down here at Petrel Cove. You can see Wendy in the background. So she's introduced me to her wonderful crew. So all that leaves me to say, thrashing water behind you, is please look after yourself, look after your loved ones. Until next time, see ya.